Good afternoon, everyone. So this marks the end of the first quarter, the 13th week, the first humility week. I don't even have to take out the Ben Franklin book for this one. It's only 4 words. Imitate Jesus and Socrates. I guess when most people hear the word humility or being humble, what comes to mind is don't brag, don't be prideful, don't be cocky. But just by saying imitate Jesus and Socrates, Ben Franklin is saying, I guess, treat others the way you want to be treated, Jesus' golden rule, and the famous Socrates quote, all I know is that I know nothing. So be morally humble and intellectually humble. The funny thing is that he ends that part of the book with by outlining each of the 13 virtues, and when he gets to humility, he mentions that that is the virtue that he is best at and that he is most proud of. So in the spirit of Benjamin Franklin, I will also mention the proudest moment when I executed intellectual humility the previous week. So over the weekend, 3 friends and I, we drove out into the countryside to just shoot the stick, shoot the breeze, have a good time, enjoy our company, and to enjoy our conversations. And eventually we made it to a town of 200 or so people, and we had dinner at a small, lovely seafood restaurant. So we're just talking about things, and eventually one of my friends starts talking about his ideas on socialism and communism. Long story short, he has reasons to believe that our current capitalist economic system has flaws, and that implementing socialism and communism may fix those flaws. I think a little differently. But that's okay, because if our friends all thought the same, then how boring would that be? It's good to have a little bit of intellectual diversity. And in fact, it's the book you saw at the very bottom, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Great book, by the way, if you want to get into personal finance. This book says something very relevant to Benjamin Franklin's view on humility. Somewhere in the last half of the book, I forget where. Whatever. I'm going to paraphrase. He says something along the lines of, cynic people make assumptions and intelligent people ask questions. So very similar to the Socrates idea that all I know is that I know nothing. So instead of making assumptions, he asked questions to his students and to the people around him in ancient Greece. And that's exactly what I did when we were all eating out. Believe me, in my head there were capitalist warning sirens. Woo, woo, woo! They were all telling me, no, debate this man. Cognitive dissonance. Ah! I also like to be in a good mood. I also like for the people around me to be in a good mood and to keep the peace. And raising the tensions by debating angrily is not a good way to keep the peace. So instead I listened, I shut up, and I asked him a couple questions. My main concern was numbers, math. What would someone's income, what would someone's taxes, what would those look like in a socialism or a communism? This is the burden of being an engineer, being concerned with numbers. And I love the ideas of capitalism, but I'm also open to the idea of living in a perfectly managed socialism if I and my fellow citizens see for themselves that all these hefty taxes that they're giving to the government are actually put to good use. Because otherwise, what's the point? The government's stealing our money. That's another video for another time. And talking about other videos, I think I'll make another video later on this week that talks about little tweaks and changes that I plan to do for the second quarter of the Benjamin Franklin Challenge, Be Like Ben. But yes, it's very important to be morally humble. It's very important to be intellectually humble. And it's also very important to be friends with people that think differently than you do. Because like I said, it's from those people that you learn the most from. As long as they bring goodness and joy to your life, it really doesn't matter what they think. As long as you two are able to discuss it peacefully. Not debate, but discussion. Constructive, awesome discussion. And with that I say, that's the end of the first quarter. Here's to a fantastic second quarter. Next week, we're back again with temperance. But I might change it. I might change it, so be on the lookout for the next video. Have a good one, take care, kick ass.